Do you feel a little bit out of your depth sometimes when you need to lead others? I know I certainly did. And I know a lot of people feel fantastic when they get promoted into a position of leadership because of, the extra finance it might bring with it and the extra significance. But at the end of the day, I know there's also an internal voice going, oh no, I don't even know how to look after myself. And now I need to take these other people under my wing as well. Every leader goes through this. So I want to make sure that this week I give you some things to think about, and then we'll continue to unpack in the weeks to come that are going to help you to be a great leader of people. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, VUCA Leadership and Sustainable Performance Coach. And today I want to continue this conversation around all things leadership by helping you to know how to take people with you on the journey. Over the last few weeks, we've been talking about these three areas of leadership. Your personal leadership, which is about leading you. Your professional leadership, which is about you getting results through you. And today I want to continue this conversation by looking at what most people think leadership is, and that is leading people. Leadership is a set of internal characteristics of the leader that are used in different contexts. Leading ourselves, leading our own processes, and leading people. And there's a different set of mindsets and skills that you need to go from just leading yourself to taking these other people on the journey with you. Unfortunately, a lot of people lack these skills because they don't come in the technical training and development that they've done. And unfortunately, they don't get the training that they need. This causes a lot of stress and conflict for not only the leader themselves, but the people that they're leading, and the organization suffers as well. I'm a great believer that if you don't train people, you can't blame them. So as a leader, if you're not getting this sort of development, put your hand up and say, hey, I'm out of my depth. I don't understand how to work with these other people. They're all different to me, and they do things and think things differently to me, and I'm not able to focus on my work and all those things. And that's what comes with learning to lead. You can read heaps of books about it, but the on-the-job training is the only way to develop these skills. So hopefully today I can give you some things to focus on. Three areas that I'm going to take you on a journey on as we continue into next year. However, these are things that you're going to need to develop and get the support and get the training and the coaching or whatever it is that you need to take you there. My promise is that when you do this, you'll have the same experience that I did. I went from being a leader that people wanted to kill to a leader now that enjoys taking people on the journey with them, where people actually compliment me for how I work with them. I'm not perfect, by the way, and that's never the goal. So if that's you, if you're a little bit stressed out by these people and you're wondering when we can just go to the robots so that we can just plug in what we want them to do on a computer, then I'm here to help. So the three areas that we focus on in our people leadership, firstly, is resilience. Resilience is something that has been taught a certain way for way too long. And I'm going to shift some thinking around that as we get into it. However, firstly, this shift is going from being stressed to being strong, and doing it in a way that eliminates that old school thinking of hardening up and, eating a cup of concrete and just suck it up and get on with it. That doesn't help. As we talked about burnout and performance last week, that's just one of the areas that a leader can definitely put themselves in a bad position with if they think about it in that way. So this is about being able to operate in the good stress, the eustress. However, moving away from distress, which is the unhealthy stress where when it gets to a certain level, it leads to mental illness. And that's definitely where I've been and been able to come back from. The second area is relationships. I don't care how far we go with artificial intelligence. In my opinion and experience, and my hope, is that we're always going to need to have relationships with other people. And yes, people are different to you. And I know, particularly in my case, that's a good thing, because if everyone was like you, imagine what the world would be like. Looking at your team, if everyone in your team was just like you, some of you would not be needed. So we need to be able to celebrate that diversity. We need to be able to get on with people and play well with them. And this shift is about going from being in conflict all the time to collaboration and having teamwork help you and to be able to get more done and go on a journey together and still be able to enjoy each other along the way. It's not about making everyone your best friend. That's not what leadership's about. But enjoying working with each other certainly makes your day a lot more fun. So I'm going to show you how to understand people even more than you do right now, to be able to see into their world and look at things through their lens so that you can then be able to communicate well with them and get them on the same page as you and get you on the same page as them and eliminate those misunderstandings and the confusions that lead to those conflicts. And then the third area is results. And this is a key one for a people leader. This is where we shift from getting the results from ourselves, which is doing, to getting the results through others. It's all about delegation. It's all about bringing other people on the journey. It's about recognizing the strengths that each people in your team have and being able to utilize that together. It's about, as a leader, realizing that you don't need to know everything and you don't need to do everything. And it's about building a level of trust that says, you know what, they're going to make mistakes and that's okay. One of the main reasons why leaders don't delegate, even though they say that they're too busy, is because they don't trust that the people they're delegating it to are going to represent them in a favorable way. So they say things like, it's just easier to do it myself. And I don't know whether you've ever done that, but I know that I have. So there you have those three areas that we're going to work on. Your resilience, getting you stronger in a healthy way. Your relationships, that's going to be good for you, good for others, and good for the greater good. And the way you get your results. Being able to get your stuff done and lead others into getting their stuff done as well, and having that individual performance coming together as a collective so that you end up where you're going faster. People leadership is a privilege, and it's not easy. It takes time to develop the mindsets and the behaviors that you need to be a great people leader. But you can do it. It's about learning things and incrementally bringing them into your world, just like everything else that you've done up to this point in your life. You could be someone that is listening to this that's already leading a team, or you could be someone that's just about to. Either way, I guarantee that there'll be some things that I'll be able to encourage you with that will help you in that journey. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week. I'm going to give you a message about the end of the year as we go into the holiday season. And then continuing into 2024, we're going to go back through those 9 crucial shifts, and I'm going to go deep in each of them and give you practical things that you can do so that you can start incrementally hardwiring these new skills of personal, professional, and people leadership. Have an amazing week. I look forward to being with you again next week. I'll see you then.